Hello, and welcome to Silver Stories, where every senior's story is as precious as silver. Have you ever woken up in the morning with your back completely stiff and rigid? Does a sharp, shooting pain travel down your leg when you bend over even slightly? If so, you need to listen to this entire story today. It's going to completely change everything you thought you knew about herniated discs. What I'm about to share with you will truly amaze you. Many of the things we've believed about herniated discs have actually been quite different from reality. This is especially important information for those of us over 50. To be honest, until just a few years ago, I also thought that herniated discs always required surgery. People around me would say things like, "It's just inevitable when you get older," or, "Of course it hurts, the disc is bulging out." But recent research findings from overseas absolutely stunned me. Even right now, Americans in their 40s and 50s are hospitalized more for herniated discs than any other condition. According to CDC statistics, in 2021 alone, 1.97 million people sought medical care for herniated discs. Among them, those in their 50s represented 24.7%, those in their 60s were 20.3%, and those in their 40s made up 17.5%. But here's where it gets really interesting. Even though people receive the exact same herniated disc diagnosis, some recover completely without surgery, while others continue to suffer pain even after surgery. What could explain this difference? Stanford Medical School followed 3,000 herniated disc patients for 10 years, and the results were remarkable. Those who recovered completely without surgery shared certain common characteristics. And if you understand these characteristics, you too can overcome a herniated disc. Munich University in Germany conducted similar research, and they discovered that the real cause of herniated discs was quite different from what we thought. It's not simply that pain occurs because a disc is bulging out. Are you thinking right now, but if the disc is bulging, shouldn't it naturally hurt? Well, there's a truly fascinating fact about this. MRI scans show people with bulging discs who experience no pain whatsoever. On the flip side, there are people whose discs haven't bulged much, but who complain of excruciating pain. Do you understand what this means? The University of Tokyo conducted an interesting experiment. They performed MRI scans on 100 healthy people who had absolutely no back pain. Surprisingly, 76% of them showed disc protrusion. That's 76%. But none of these people experienced any pain. If you want a healthy second chapter of life, please subscribe and hit the notification bell right now. We'll continue to bring you health information that truly helps seniors. So now shall we discover the real secret behind herniated discs? According to 20 years of research from Harvard Medical School, 80% of back pain is caused by inflammation rather than the disc itself. This inflammation irritates surrounding nerves, creating the pain. Now, when we say inflammation, you might think of the kind that occurs when you get a wound, but the inflammation in your back is a bit different. This is chronic, persistent inflammation. It's like having a small fire continuously burning inside your body. So where does this inflammation come from? Researchers at the University of Tokyo discovered that our posture and stress create inflammation. Especially when we look at seniors over 50, poor posture from decades of working life becomes ingrained in our bodies. Sitting hunched over computers for 8 hours a day, sometimes 10 hours, continued for 20 or 30 years. Think about it. Your back serves as the pillar of your body, and this pillar has been tilted to one side every single day. It's like a building's foundation being crooked for 30 years. What happens then? Naturally, that area becomes strained, and inflammation begins to develop. Stress is also directly related to herniated discs. Research from the University of Helsinki in Finland found that people under chronic stress had more than double the rate of herniated disc occurrence. Are you dealing with a lot of stress these days? Worries about children, financial burdens, health anxieties? These stresses may actually be affecting your back health. When we experience stress, our bodies produce a hormone called cortisol. When this hormone is continuously released over time, our ability to suppress inflammation decreases and our muscles become tense. Especially when the muscles around your back remain in a constant state of tension, the pressure on your spine increases. Under normal conditions, back muscles properly support the spine, but when muscles become rigid from stress, the spine has to bear all the weight alone. Oxford University also conducted important research. They identified 4 major causes of modern lifestyle habits that dramatically increase inflammation. First was excessive consumption of processed foods. Second was lack of exercise. Third was chronic stress. And fourth was lack of sleep. Do any of these apply to you? Do you frequently eat processed foods like instant noodles or fast food? Do you rarely exercise? Are you under a lot of stress? Do you not sleep well? If even one of these applies to you, please pay extra attention to what I'm about to say. Processed foods contain trans fats, artificial additives, and excessive sodium. When these ingredients enter our bodies, they trigger inflammatory reactions.
It's like your body sounding an alarm saying something strange has entered. Lack of exercise is also a big problem.
When you don't use muscles, they weaken, especially when the core muscles that support your back become weak. Your spine has to bear much more burden. Lack of sleep is also a serious issue. While we sleep, our bodies work to repair damaged tissues and reduce inflammation. But when you don't sleep properly, these recovery processes don't occur adequately. Right now, at this very moment, a war between inflammation and recovery is taking place in your body. Fortunately, we can change the outcome of this war depending on the choices we make. Now let me share specific methods you can use to prevent and improve herniated discs. Even those of you who already have back pain can get better with these methods. First, you need to reduce inflammation. One of the most effective methods is eating fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids 2 to 3 times per week. Mackerel, salmon, sardines, tuna. These fish contain EPA and DHA components that help reduce inflammation. Research conducted in Norway showed that the group that consistently consumed omega-3 had significantly less back pain than those who didn't. The group that consumed omega-3 for 6 months experienced more than 60% reduction in pain. Make good use of natural anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, ginger, and garlic. The curcumin in turmeric helps reduce inflammation. Ginger contains gingerol, which suppresses inflammation and improves blood circulation. Garlic contains allicin, which has powerful anti-inflammatory effects. On the other hand, you should reduce your intake of processed foods and sugar. Instant foods, snacks, bread, sugary drinks, these things dramatically increase inflammation. Second, you need to take care of your gut health. A significant portion of inflammation in our bodies starts in the gut. When the gut isn't healthy, inflammatory substances spread throughout the body via the bloodstream. Eat fermented foods daily. Kimchi, yogurt, miso, tempeh. These foods increase the good bacteria in your gut. Kimchi is especially beneficial. It contains lots of beneficial bacteria called lactobacillus. Also, eat plenty of vegetables and fruits rich in dietary fiber. Cabbage, broccoli, spinach, apples, pears, bananas. These are particularly good. Dietary fiber becomes food for the good bacteria in your gut. Third, you need to do appropriate exercise. But what's important here is choosing exercises that don't strain your back. For those with herniated discs, low-impact exercises are best. Swimming or stationary cycling are excellent choices. Swimming reduces the burden on your spine due to water's buoyancy, and you can use all your muscles evenly, making it effective for strength building. Water walking exercises are also easy on the back while being effective. You get strength training benefits from water resistance, and water pressure helps with blood circulation, assisting with inflammation reduction. There are exercises you can easily do at home. These are exercises to strengthen the core muscles that support your back, and they're really simple. First, lie down with your knees bent and tighten your abdominal muscles while pressing your back to the floor. This is called a pelvic tilt, and doing just 10 repetitions 3 times a day is effective. The exercise of sitting in a chair and lifting your legs straight up also strengthens your thigh muscles. When your quadriceps muscles in the front of your thighs become strong, they also reduce the burden on your back. Fourth, stress management is essential. Start with deep breathing. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, then exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. This is called the 4-7-8 breathing technique, and it stabilizes your autonomic nervous system. Light meditation or mindfulness also helps. Don't think about it as complicated. Just sit in a quiet place and focus only on your breathing for 5 minutes. At first, you'll have many distracting thoughts, but if you keep at it consistently, your mind will become peaceful. Listening to music you enjoy, reading, taking light walks. These things also help relieve stress. What's important is finding stress relief methods that work for you. Fifth, Posture correction is really important. The burden that poor posture places on your back is beyond imagination. When sitting, keep your back completely against the backrest and place your feet flat on the floor. Keep your knees bent at about 90 degrees. Adjust your monitor to eye level so you don't have to lower your head. When standing, pull your shoulders back and expand your chest. Don't put weight on just one leg. Distribute your weight evenly between both legs. When lifting heavy objects, don't bend your back. Bend your knees. Keep the object as close to your body as possible and use your leg strength when lifting. Sixth, your sleeping position also greatly affects back health. Poor sleeping positions can strain your back even in just one night. Lying on your side with a pillow between your legs is good. This allows your spine to maintain a straight line. When sleeping on your back, place a pillow under your knees. This naturally maintains your back's curve. Weight management is also important. Being overweight or obese puts continuous strain on your back. They say that for every 2.2 pounds, 1 kilos of weight gain, the burden on your back increases 5-fold. But here's what's really important. You shouldn't suddenly do strenuous exercise. It's best to start with just 10 minutes a day and gradually increase. If your back hurts, stop immediately and don't overdo it. Let me show you the actual changes experienced by people who practice these methods. John M., a 57-year-old from California, suffered from herniated discs for 3 years before consistently practicing these methods. As a result, his pain decreased by more than 90% in 6 months. John said, "At first I was skeptical, but after about a month I could definitely feel my back getting lighter." He said that the anti-inflammatory diet and consistent stretching were most effective. Mary S., a 63-year-old from Texas, had a similar experience. Her herniated disc was so severe that surgery was recommended, but after practicing inflammation-reducing lifestyle habits, her pain decreased by more than 70%. She said, "Now I can run in the park with my grandson and I'm so happy." Looking at these success stories, there's a common thread. None of these people used just one method. They practiced multiple approaches comprehensively. Diet improvement, exercise, stress management, posture correction. They did all of these together. And another common factor is consistency. They didn't stop after a day or two. They consistently practiced for at least 3 months. You can do it too. You don't need to give up just because you're getting older. If you know the right methods and practice them consistently, your back can become healthy too. Herniated discs are also a structural problem of modern society. Research from the University of Toronto in Canada found that office workers spend an average of 8.5 hours per day sitting. When you add the time spent at home after work, we spend more than 11 hours a day sitting. The pressure on your back when sitting is 1.5 times higher than when standing. When you sit with poor posture, that pressure increases by more than double. If you maintain this posture for 30 years, developing a herniated disc would actually be quite natural. That's why small changes are important. Getting up and walking for 5 minutes every hour, using stairs instead of elevators, taking short walks during lunch. These small changes matter. There are some commonly misunderstood aspects of herniated disc management. The first misconception is thinking it's better to not move at all. In the past, people were told to lie in bed and not move when their back hurt. But recent research shows that appropriate movement and exercise help with recovery. The second misconception is thinking if there's pain, surgery is definitely necessary. About 80% of herniated disc patients improve with non-surgical treatment alone. Cases requiring surgery are less than 10%. The third is thinking, once you have a herniated disc, you have to manage it for life. While continued management is necessary, with proper treatment and lifestyle improvements, you can return to completely normal life. The fourth is thinking, you have to keep taking pain medication. While medication helps during acute phases, long-term focus should be on lifestyle improvements. The fifth is thinking, you must build lots of back muscle. Not only strength, but also flexibility is important, and balanced exercise is necessary. Back health and mental health are also closely related. Chronic back pain increases depression, and conversely, stress makes pain feel more severe. Dutch research found that more than 60% of chronic back pain patients showed symptoms of depression. Nutrition is also important in herniated disc management. Vitamin D is essential for bone and muscle health. Magnesium helps with muscle tension relief. Calcium is needed for bone health, and vitamin C is necessary for collagen synthesis. Since more than 80% of discs are made of water, adequate water intake is also important. Drink at least 8 glasses of water per day. Let me share practical methods for daily life. When getting up in the morning, don't suddenly jump up. Turn to your side first, then slowly get up. When washing your face or doing dishes, don't bend your back. Slightly bend your knees instead. When driving, pull your seat forward and use a lumbar cushion. When using a computer, adjust your monitor to eye level, and be careful not to lower your head too much when using smartphones. Heat therapy and cold therapy also help. Use cold therapy for acute phases and heat therapy for chronic pain, applying for 15 to 20 minutes. Regular checkups are also important. If you're over 50, get a spine examination once every 1-2 years. Herniated discs didn't develop overnight. Since it's a problem that accumulated over a long time, recovery also takes time. But if you're heading in the right direction, you will definitely get better. What's important is not giving up. But what I'm going to tell you next will be even more surprising than today's content. I've discovered a truly shocking fact. There's something we've been completely wrong about all this time. When you learn this, it could really change your life. What if that common knowledge you've believed your whole life was actually completely wrong? This is research that was just published overseas, and it's something our seniors absolutely need to know. If you miss this secret, you'll really regret it. So please subscribe and set notifications, and don't miss the next video. Your small interest can become new hope for someone else. Please give this video a thumbs up and share it with people around you who suffer from back pain. For a healthy second chapter of life, Silver Stories will always be with you. Thank you. Finally, let me share something important. The content I shared today is for educational and informational purposes. If you have severe or persistent back pain, please consult with an orthopedic or neurosurgical specialist. And please consult with a professional before starting any exercise program.